everybody. This is Ellie. I'm here for the how-to series at Yoga East Austin. I'll be talking about eagle pose today, and excited to be here with Tessa talking about the pose. And yep, so
Awesome. Ellie, why did you choose eagle pose?
So I chose eagle because I think sometimes we don't always think about how powerful it is as a pose and important it is in the Bikram series, especially right after awkward, going into standing head to knee. Eagle kind of gives you a moment to, refurbish all the joints of the body and gets you ready for the balancing series. And I think, some days for me teaching a lot, when I get to the pose, when I get to eagle, it's a really nice time because I know I'm realigning and refurbishing my joints, and I'll be ready for standing at knee, standing bow, and the rest of the standing poses. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring that pose up to the spectrum so we can all get a good second take, on it sometimes, so if we might forget about the pose, things like that.
Great. I just want to add in a little side note that when I asked you to do this, your answer was eagle right away, and it was such a shock to me because you can do so many really intense poses that are very eye-catching, but eagle is such a fundamental posture that I think that's great that you chose that. So wonderful. Okay, so what are some common misconceptions with eagle, or some things that you see while you're teaching?
So a lot of times, one thing to start, I would say that some people, as a teacher will say, sit low, hips in the chair, upper body back, lift the leg. And sometimes people can realign the order of things, which is kind of confusing. So mentally, it's already kind of showing you, is the student listening, things like that. So you kind of want to get into that way to listen and then go step by step into the pose. So I guess I can kind of demonstrate some situations.
Definitely.
So for example, start arms overhead, you swing right up onto the left, you pull elbows down and you sit low. And then from here, you can already arch your upper body back. Some people, though, they might just kind of just start and go there, then arch, maybe sit later, things like that. So it's all about going into the rhythm. So the best way, bring arms overhead, swing the right arm to the left, sit low, and then you arch back, keeping body weight low into the heels. Then you lift your leg, you kind of slide your foot down, sit lower, and then arch back from there. A lot of times we might see students high, up here, or they're not arching back, or they maybe even sometimes go forward like that. And so a lot of the small kind of movements are important for the pose. You can really get that function in the joints and really bring body weight to the heel. Also can be some leg action there too, which is strengthening for your legs. So it's actually a lot of multitasking, pulling elbows down, opening shoulders, weight to the heel, strengthening the legs, a lot of that stuff. So if you go step by step, you'll get that. But sometimes students, in our minds, we can kind of don't always hear what the teacher is saying, so we'll go at a different rate, different pace. Maybe you do what the person next to you is doing and can kind of get lost and stuff. So that's kind of what I'll see for people sometimes.
And I have another question. It's kind of a two-part question. What are you working on in eagle, and what are you really thinking about when you in your personal practice are doing eagle? It can be the same answer, but it's kind of a two-part question.
Yeah, a lot of times, a lot of teachers actually, what they say to me in class is to keep sliding my foot down, my leg, so I can show you, which can be challenging, because, I'll show you. So you start. Also, another thing, I always try to really get my elbows down below my nose if I can, as much as I can. So I sit low and then bring the leg up. So what teachers say, what we say in the dialogue is my right foot should be sliding all the way down as much as I can, closing the gap, but keep sitting low in the heel. And you know, it's hard to balance to do and point the toes. You know, sometimes if I feel kind of lazy, I don't always want to slide my foot down too much, but I'll hear the teachers, you know, say that to me. So I'll kind of be able to see it here. So my left foot right here, I'm pointing my toes. If I'm lazy, I can stay here, but what I really want to do is slide it all the way down, close off the gap with my foot in the leg right there. But it makes it much more hard to balance, so it's a challenge. But people tell me what to do, so I try to listen. And here I have weight to the heel, and I try to sit super low and all the way back. But what I like about the pose a lot though is that even though like doing that, the balance is hard, and I'm trying to keep weight to the heel, but I'm squeezing my legs together, I'm squeezing my arms, and I'm pulling my elbows down, so it's so good for all my joints. And whether I get the foot down a lot or not, I'll still get the benefits of the pose too. So it's just like a cherry on top sometimes. So when you kind of get deep into the pose, there's always something more, you know, to be trying to do. So that's definitely what I focus on a lot, is getting my foot down, but also keeping everything else happening at the same time, which is, it's always a challenge, but it's a good pose, you know? So then you unleash the pose, and then you've refurbished your joints. So that's what's really nice about it, especially if my legs are tired that day. It doesn't really matter. I still will do eagle, and I'll be like refreshed. It's like if you have a garden hose and you tie it and you stop the water flow, and then you boom, you let it go, and fresh water, you know?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, if you enjoyed the series, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Here, Yoga East Austin is the name of our channel. And come take Ellie's class. She teaches Bikram Yoga and the Beak 60 class here at Yoga East Austin. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ellie.
Thank you.